I'm here with the Red Clay Strays. This is Q105.3 FM. We are the only locally owned radio station in Savannah. Thank you guys for taking a minute out of your tour to sit down and talk with us. We appreciate it. I'm just going to start right off the bat.
Yeah, let's do it.
Heck yeah.
For the people that don't know the Red Clay Strays, like, how do you introduce them to who you guys are and what your sound is?
Do we give the smart-ass answer or do we give a serious answer?
We can do a little bit of both.
We're
sure.
rednecks from South Alabama that don't know what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and people are just crazy enough to listen to us.
Yeah. I think it's just a lot of, so that's the smart ass answer. It's a lot of, everybody has different backgrounds in music, so we don't even know what to call it because it's so, everybody's pulling from their own influence and just putting it into one thing. Like, we got a lot of soul influence, we got a lot of rock and roll, we got a lot of blues, just a lot of stuff that, we listen to just comes out in our hands and voice,
How did you guys first come together?
So me and Drew here actually met in college together. That might not be the very first, because you met Brandon first, technically, through a mutual friend that we worked with at the University of South Alabama.
Yep.
And Brandon, I think, played a couple shows. Drew, you managed. And then through that mutual friend and Drew, they found out that I play bass. And I did sports medicine in college, and Drew worked with the equipment staff to become a coach. And we kind of became friends, and I kind of got looped into it because they asked me to come jam with them. And then after the jam, was like, cool, we have a gig in 2 weeks, so we have to get ready. And I was like, I've never played outside of my home before, so I got roped into it and just never quit.
A little nervous, weren't you?
Yeah,
nervous.
Dude, our first show, I was panicking.
Yeah,
it was a complete, and there was like 10 people there.
He was hiding his fear behind his bowl cut.
It was so scary.
But yeah, I mean, pretty much that's how me and him met, and I met Brandon through that mutual friend, like he said. And I remember the first time I heard Brandon sing, I was like, that's all right. I heard it through a phone, and then I remember hearing him for the first time in person, like, whoa, what can I do for you? Like, how can I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll try to help out however I can. So that's how I ended up managing.
And then that's when the cover band started, that Drew managed, and we had a 65-year-old drummer, and we rocked that band and another guitar player for about a year and a half. And then our drummer finally quit, and that's when we held drum tryouts for that cover band. And that's where we met John. John was like the second tryout, and when me and him started playing together, I never knew what it was like to play with like a real drummer. So me and him just hit it off like we spoke telepathically with our music, and it was very strange and very cool. And then we definitely knew we didn't need to try any more guitar or drummers out. And then us four quit that band together, and through John, our drummer, found Zach, the guitar player, and then we all started Red Clay Strays together.
And so why Red Clay Strays? What's the meaning behind the name?
I don't think there wasn't much meaning to begin with. My brother came up with it. We were trying to come up with names, and it was one that it was kind of just like the last suggestion before we had to go play a show under a name. So that's the one that we went with, and I think we kind of made it into something. Red Clay we have a lot of red clay where we live in Alabama, and Strays is we all kind of strayed from the norm growing up, so it kind of stuck with us a little bit. I don't know if you have a better explanation.
No, that was it. That's what I was going to say.
Okay. A lot of the music you guys do, it feels like there's like a lot of deeper meaning within the music itself. Should it just be taken at face value, or is there more in the songwriting than what's just right there on paper?
When I write songs that are deep or whatever, typically therapeutic sessions for myself. It's like a way of me dealing with something I'm dealing with. So like I wrote Drowning. I was drowning in debt, and I couldn't climb my way out of it. Devil in My Ear, I wrote about suicide and suicidal thoughts, and that's a place that I've been before. And John, our drummer's brother, took his own life back in 2020. So I wrote it about kind of his headspace and probably what he might have been thinking about when he was thinking about doing that, and just um, yeah, just therapeutic and just real life events, just working off of. I'm not a very good storyteller at all, so I, I'm trying to get better at it, but I'm not good at it. Matthew's really good at that, so he can, like Killers. He went to Texas for a few months and worked out there, and he just started he got his first camera and started interviewing people on the streets, and they ended up being veterans, and that's what he wrote that song about. So it's it's deep, but it's probably not too deep. Like, we're no Bob Dylan, but we try to put some intellect behind it at least.
No, I think he got that one. Yeah, Drew's one of the main songwriters. So
No, I mean, clearly it's resonating, right? I mean, you guys kind of, you were born out of what, almost a bar scene, is that right?
Yeah.
And, but then after your first album got picked up, it seems like really it ended up making a lot of videos for people, right? Like came on to TikTok and started and really picked up steam. Um, so tell me a little bit about that, about how it started, how it kind of steamrolled, and then where you're at right now.
I think with the social media, it was mostly Drew running our social media before we got Matthew, Brandon's little brother. It was Drew, and then myself we would kind of tag team and make posts, and then I mean it wasn't great.
No.
And then Matthew got us. How many followers did we have when Matthew came aboard? Matthew's our songwriter, our videographer,
Probably
our
10,000.
social media manager, and Brandon's little brother.
I think he went from like 10,000 to a million followers in like a year.
Yeah, and now we're at 2 million. And Matthew obsessed over algorithms and kind of figured out how Instagram works and how people, and TikTok, and what people want to see. And he wasn't just making posts like, hey, we're the band. It was like, how can we captivate the audience? Because for a long time we booked gigs off of our YouTube and just from Instagram and TikTok videos, and that was all Matthew's craft. And he evolved it to now 2 million followers, which is insane. So we just let him loose, and he does whatever he needs to there. Kind of helps us out. We don't have to deal with it as much.
Yeah. I don't even argue with him.
No, I trust his opinion.
He's good. He's real good,
and he's a good songwriter too.
What's fun is that, like, having other people reach out to him and be like, "Yo, what are you doing?" All he's doing, posting cool videos of us playing and putting our lyrics on there. So I'm not saying he's not doing much, but it seems like a pretty simple concept.
I think the concept is simple, but the execution is a lot of work.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, he is up at night editing videos. I mean, he's shooting video and photography at our shows, and then he's getting us all these pictures the next day and reels to put up. So he works really hard.
Mm-hmm.
But that's probably been a lifeline for the band in our presence online.
And I mean, now you guys are playing Red Rocks, and you played at Ryman in Nashville, and so Ryman is like, that's like sanctity right there. So how is it like having stepped up from that bar space to now you guys are playing these bigger venues and packing them out? How is that for y'all?
Pretty killer. Yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. It's just, in those moments, like at the Ryman, I had to really, because sometimes you just get caught up so much in the work of it. Like, you're showing up this venue and this venue, and it's every day's the same but a little bit different, and you just kind of get into a groove of things. But once you step out on the Ryman stage, you have to take a moment and really just soak it in. Then, like the Red Rocks thing, I remember there was multiple times where I was just looking up, just like, wow, what are we doing here? And none of it feels like we've worked our butts off, but we don't feel like, or at least I don't know if I speak for everybody, but I don't feel like it feels undeserved, but it feels deserved at the same time. It's kind of a weird space to be in, but we're thankful, like extremely thankful all the time. I pray every night, and I'm like, thank you for giving us this opportunity. It's just beyond our wildest dreams. We just wanted to make enough money to have a family and raise a family or whatever, and now everything now is just bonus.
I think it's like Drew was saying, a little bit of imposter syndrome.
Oh yeah, big time.
We sometimes just can't understand how we can, like tonight's 10,000. We don't. How did 10,000 people buy tickets to this what we call a shit show?
Yeah.
The cool thing about Red Rocks, I think, is what makes it unique is instead of looking out to the crowd like a sea of people, you're looking up. It's almost like you're like looking up at a really tall stadium, just one part of it. That's a very I don't know what word to use. It's not eerie, but it's just weird. It's super cool, but you feel everybody looking at you. That's kind of weird. And Drew's actually done the rhyming on his own before, him and his wife.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Actually, John Prine's "You Got Gold" deal that they do every year. Me and Lauren and my wife got to go sing the song together, and it was pretty sweet. But nothing like looking at that rhyming crowd. It's everybody's just. There's not a bad seat in the house. First of all, second of all, it's just who's all been on that stage, and it meant the world to me to do it.
Well, being from Savannah, of course, I gotta ask about what I know. Savannah kind of holds a special place in y'all's heart. You recorded there, so can you talk a little bit about your experiences there and the big question: when are we going to see you guys?
You want to talk about the recording there?
Yeah, I mean, there's a magic to it. Like it's a very chill atmosphere. Like Dave's place is on the river, so you get to go out. You woodshed in the morning, work till Dave's ready for lunch, and then whenever we're done putting the song together or recording it or whatever, we go out on the dock and we'll fish. We'll just chill out there. It's very relaxed, and I love Savannah just because it's like Mobile almost. Like it's very similar to Mobile, like big sister of Mobile type city, and all the Spanish moss going around. It feels like home every time we go there. And we get a lot of stuff done just because we're not in this high pressure environment of like Nashville or something where, all right, well, we got the studio for a few hours. You better get this done. It's like we have all week to do whatever we need done, and it's pretty dang awesome. I can't wait to go back.
We definitely want to do a show in Savannah. When? I don't know. But I remember our first time in Savannah was the Savannah, was it
Stopover.
Stopover Fest. And it was literally right before the world shut down. Wasn't that right before COVID? Or am I wrong? Was that before?
I can't remember.
I believe it was right before COVID. It was like
yeah.
one of the last shows we were able to play. And it was packed. That was one of those moments of not like there. I have no idea if people found out we were playing there, if they were just there to see somebody else. I don't know, but it was some little bar and it was slammed, and that was one of like a cool rock show that we got to do.
Mm-hmm. Is it the Wormhole?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
It's elk. Is there a bar that has the word elk in it? Am I making that up?
I don't know if it's.
I don't know. It was cool.
It was a music hall.
Like very small music hall bar.
Yeah.
I don't know either, but it was awesome.
Yeah. Stopover Fest is super cool. And usually they do like, it's just one of those things, when people rock out.
Yeah, it was a very cool festival, I'll tell you that.
Let's talk a little bit about People Hatin' on your new single that's out. Inspiration for that? I mean, the title is pretty self-explanatory, right?
Yeah. I don't even know how that song came together. I think we were just working up a groove with Dave. Dave had just kind of come up with the and we just kept kind of going along with it. And I think Brandon started that whole thing just writing out how he felt about the world right now. Mm-hmm. Like, just feels like there's a lot of people that are divided and not willing to come together and like talk about things, or they're just whoever's louder wins. Like, and that's just not how things should be, I don't think. And we're pretty firm believers in the word. So to us, the main thing that would fix all of this is just loving each other, even loving your enemies. That's one of the biggest things in the Bible. And we just started writing it, and it started flowing out of everybody. I didn't have any lyrics to give to it because that was not my brain wasn't working that day. I guess I was tired or something. But everybody had some input. Andy came up with the hey, and
The chorus. Do it again.
yeah, hey, hey, and
Yeah.
a lot of times when you're writing, you just make sounds until the words kind of start forming, and that's really just what happened there. And yeah, I love it. It's a banger.
I mean, that explained it right there. Yeah, that was one of our first like group writes we've ever done in the studio. For this upcoming album, we didn't have a lot going in, and that was kind of scary. But we wrote a lot in the studio, so that was really cool. So this might be a little different vibe than usual.
So do you guys have an album that's getting close? That'll be
It's close to being like mixed and
Mixed,
mastered.
yeah.
It won't. We're shooting for next year at some point.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you guys so much for your time. We really appreciate it, and we do hope to see you in Savannah someday. Not just recording, but
Thank you.
playing. And we look forward to that.
Cool.
Cool. Thank you.
You guys have a great show tonight.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
man.
We should.